Hello guys, my name is Ekbereka Creation. I'm going to cut the back part of off-shoulders padded peplum blouse. I want to cut the back side, although I've marked it, but I'll go through it with you guys. Okay, so you remember that because it's off-shoulder, we didn't start from the shoulder. We started from 6. The front panel, you'll remember, we started from 6, the front part. So here we'll start from 6 as well. So but this line is zip allowance. Zip allowance. This line is zip allowance, 1 inch. 1 inch zip allowance. You can see that is 1 inch, is 1. So in the front part we took 4.5. 4.5 is nipple to nipple. Although there's no nipple to nipple at the back, but we'll still use the measurements. Then, but here we're not going to take 4.5. Here we'll take 5.5 because plus 1, 4.5 plus 1. And you know that my nipple is to nipple is 8 inches divided by 2 plus half inch seam allowance. 8 inches divided by 2 is 4. Half inch seam allowance is now 4.5. 4.5 plus 1 inch seam allowance, zip allowance. You can see that it's 5.5. From here to here is 5.5. That's where we'll take the darts. So I mark 5.5 here, 5.5 on this line as well. Then this line, then I will now draw a straight line here. This straight line. I now draw a straight line here because I'll take the dart from there. So because we started from 6, the back dart, I want to take my back dart for 9 inches plus half inch seam allowance is 9.5. You can see is 9.5 here. I mark 9.5 here because when I sew it, it will go up to 9. Is 9.5. Then you can see that my half length is 17. My half length is 17. You can see 17 here plus half an inch seam allowance. You can see 17.5. 17.5. That's where I mark it because of seam allowance. So with this one that remaining, I will use this remaining one to join the peplum because I'm going to attach peplum here. So I will use this this allowance here to join the peplum. Okay. So here is half an inch. This one is half inch and this one is half inch. I took this is half inch. I marked half inch here and I marked half inch on this side. Then connect it to this line. Connect this one to that line as well. This is the only dart that will take off from here. Now I'm taking 1 inch dart from here, half an inch and half an inch. I join it to that line. This line here. Okay, now I will take my measurements. My bust is 44 divided by 4 is 11 plus 2 inches seam allowance is 13. I can even make it 14, more allowance, so that you have more allowance to sew it. Then here, this is my waistline. This place is my waistline. My waistline here, my waist is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. 9.5 plus this 1 inch is 10.5 plus 2 inches is 12.5. 12.5. 12.5 is okay. 12.5. So let me go through it again with you guys. This line is 1 inch zip allowance. This is zip allowance 1 inch. And this one, I want to take the dart from 9 inches plus half inch seam allowance. This is 9.5 here. 9.5, and this line is 17.5 because my half length is 17 plus half inch seam allowance is 17.5. So from here to here, from this line to here, from this place to here is nipple to nipple measurement. That's what I used there. Nipple to nipple, the front part of nipple to nipple is 8 plus half divided by 2 plus half an inch is 4.5. 8 divided by 2 is 4.5 plus half inch seam allowance. 4 is 8 divided by 4. Oh my god. 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus half inch seam allowance is 4.5 plus zip allowance 1 inch is 5.5. You remember this line is 5.5, so it's 5.5 here as well. So now this dart is half inch on this side and half inch on this side as well, because I want to take 1 inch dart here, so half. Then I join the line to this point, and join from here I join it to this point again. So here on this line I want to take my bust measurement on this line. So my bust measurement is 44 divided by 4 is 11 plus 2 inches seam allowance 13, but I just made the seam allowance 3 inches here. I'll make it 3 inches or down here as well, but when you finish you trim, so that it will be enough for you. When you finish you trim it. So here I'll take my waist measurement here. This is my waistline, this one is my waistline. So my waist is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5 plus this 1 inch, this is 1 inch, half and half is 1 inch, plus this 1 inch is 11, and plus this 1 inch is 11.5. Oh sorry, plus this 1 inch is 10.5. Then plus 2 inches seam allowance 11.5, but I want to make it 3 inches now, which is 13.5. So that why I added 3 inches, so that it will be enough for you to sew. After joining you trim it. So cut it now. No, I will not cut this one now. Hold on, let me cut this one off. Okay, I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to take the darts off now. Scissors. Okay, I'm going to open the zip allowance. this paper. This paper can't allow me to do this. Guys, this my paper is disturbing me here. Okay. Guys, this is the back panel. I don't know if you will see it properly because of what this paper is, the way this paper is folding. You can see this is the only place we took that from here. This is the only place that will cut that off here, and this one, this is the back part. This is how it look like. Alright guys, I hope you understand it. We are going to cut the peplum now. I will show you how to get your peplum. So for us to get the peplum is your full length minus your half length. Let me show you. Like, you know that my half length is 17. My half length is 17. 17 is here. So, but my full length is 25. My full length is 24 plus 1 inch allowance, 25. I'm using 25 here now. So, from 17, you will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, now I need 8 inches peplum. So, but after sewing the peplum, it will be 7, which I will make the full length 24. 17 plus 7, 24. Okay, so let's cut it, guys. Let me show you how to cut it. I'm going to use this fabric for it. So let me show you how to fold it. This is it now. I'll fold it like this. This is into 2 fold. I'll fold it like this again. Okay guys, so there's many ways of getting your peplum. There's the one that is radius, waist radius, which is circumference over waist circumference over 2 pi. Waist circumference over 2 pi, which is like my waist is 38, is 38 over 6.28. So 38 divided by 6.28. So whatever you get is what you use to cut it from here. So, but I'm not gonna use that method today. I will show you the method that I want to use today. So now it's folded into 4 now. This is folded into 4. So what I will do, my waist is 38 plus 1 inch seam allowance, which is 39. So because it's 4 fold, 39 divided by 4 is 9 3/4. So 9 3/4, what I'm going to get here is 9 3/4. What I'll get here is 9 3/4. So for me to get it, I'll put my tape like this. Maybe let me use 6 to see if it will be okay. Let me see if I can get up to 9 3/4. Wow, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. 6 is okay. You can see that is 9 3/4. You can see here. So now what I will do, I will not cut this one off now. I like to start from here so that I will get it accurate. I don't want to start from here. I don't like starting from here. So now this one is 6 and I want 8 inches. I want 8 inches peplum. I will count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So here in 14 here I'll mark I'll mark it. Okay, now I'll cut. You can see this is 8 inches. You can see it's 8 from here to here. From here to here now. From that where I marked 6 to where I marked 14 is 8 inches. So I need 8 inches. I need this one. So I'll cut it. Okay guys, this is our peplum. This is it. This is the peplum. So I will open it on one side. This is the peplum, guys. I don't know if you're seeing it very well. Okay. So now I'll show you how to cut the neckline, because this is the pattern, front pattern. I've joined them together. I use this to join it together, the front pattern. I'll show you how it is in the main material. I'm using this one so that you people can see it, because with this one you will not see it properly if I'm marking it. So that's why I'm using this type. So now I've joined it. For you to get your neckline, it's like this. I'll show you how I got this my neckline and my armhole. So it's like this. In this particular one that I'm going to peplum that I'm making now, I want my neckline straight. I want it straight because of the pattern on the cloth. I want it straight. I don't want to go deeper. I don't want to go down. It's okay like this for me. I want it like this. So what I will do, I want to use neckline of 6 inches, because I want it to fall very well. I want 6 inches. So 6 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance is 7 inches. I will now mark 7 inches. So now, for you to get your armhole, here you mark 5 by the side here, seam side. You mark 5. You can mark 5, you can mark 6, depending on how big the person is, because the arm is. You mark 5. So now from here you will connect it. You will join from here to here like this. Don't mind my double line. Don't mind what I'm drawing here. So now, if you want your neck deeper than this, you can come down. Maybe remember that this is 6 inches already. We've taken 6 inches off already. Maybe 1.5 or 2. If you come down 1.5 or 2, maybe you take 2, but 2, which is about 8 inches now. So you take, maybe here you want like 4. You mark 4 or 5, depends on how you want it. Then If you want like maybe boat neck or sweetheart neck, you curve it like this. You curve it like this. If it's boat neck, you curve it. But now I'm showing you sweetheart neck. You curve it like this to this point. Then from here, you will take your armhole from here, because you mark 4 plus 4 plus seam allowance. Then you take your armhole from here. You mark 5 here and take it from here. Okay guys, but now I'm not gonna cut this thing off, because the neck I'm showing you today with this one, I'll show you another one maybe next time, but the one I'm showing you today is this one that I did here now. That's the way I want my own to be. 6 inches here plus 1 inch seam allowance is 7. I don't want to come down. I don't want my neck to come down more. I just want it like this. So from here, I will now mark 5 inches here, then 5 inches here. Then you will now join from here to here. This is how to cut armhole, off shoulders armhole. Okay guys, so now this is the neck that I want to use today, how I want it today. Like, you remember that here is 6 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, which is 7 inches. Okay, but you can take your own here, less than that, less than 6, maybe 5, 5.5, 4.5, 4.5. So wherever you mark your, if you're taking 5, you add seam allowance. From there you mark your armhole. Remember to mark 5 inches here. So like my own today is 6 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, which is 7 inches. That is where I mark my own. So here you now join it. After joining it, you cut it. Okay guys, this is how to cut off shoulders armhole. I'll show you how to cut sleeve, but I'll show you something first. And use this as lining, this one as lining and this one as the main material. Okay, and cut your lining the same way you cut your main fabric, your pattern, the same way you cut your pattern. Cut your lining the same way. So you hold it like you see, this place is the front part and this place is the front part. So right part and right part together, put it together like this. So I'll go and sew it and show you. Okay guys, you can see the neckline. I've sewn the neckline. I joined the lining and the main fabric. You can see the way it is. When you're doing straight neck, make sure that the line is straight, because if it's not straight, it will not look nice by the time you will finish. So you make it straight. You can see. So I'm using this as the main material. I'm using the white one, this one, as the lining. So now I want to top stitch. For me to top stitch it, you can see the seam allowance now, and this side is lining side. I will bring the seam allowance. I'll bring it to the lining part. I'll bring it. Let me show you very well. Let me use P so that you understand what I mean. Okay. For me to top stitch it, because you have to top stitch. If you don't do so, it will not relax. So I'll use pin. See the seam. I'm taking it. So this is the lining part. Put it on the lining part. Put it like this on the lining part. Okay, I put it on the lining part now. I'll go and sew it and show you. You can see the line here is where I top stitched it. See, this is how to top stitch, because the seam allowance, I put it on the side of the lining and put it like this on the machine and sew this line. So after sewing it, this is how it will be. Once you iron it now, it will be relaxed. The lining will not come to the main fabric side. Lining will be inside. And for you to iron, don't put iron direct to the material that to your fabric. What you do, you get this kind of cloth. This is lining, but it's cotton type. You get like white of this. Soak it in the water, squeeze it, put it on top of wherever you want to iron, and iron. Don't iron direct. Thank you. Okay, we're going to cut the back neck now. I forgot to show you how to cut it together with the front, but it's still okay. I'll show you how to do it. This is the back pattern. I use the back pattern to cut out these ones, so that I'll show you on this one. It's the back pattern. You can see this is the zip side. This is the side. Okay. Now this is this is the zip allowance. This is 1 inch zip allowance. You can see 1 inch zip allowance, because this is the back part. So you remember that our front neckline was neck width of 6 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, which is 7, but after sewing it, it will be 6. So this one is going to be 8 because of 1 inch seam allowance. See, 1 inch seam allowance plus 7, but the actual neckline is 6. So 6 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 1 here, 1 the zip allowance. If you're cutting it like this, if you fold it like this, plus this one is 7, plus sewing allowance 1 inch is 8. Great. 1 inch is 6 seam allowance, sewing allowance, and 6 inches is the my neckline, and 1 inch seam allowance here again. So from here you mark 8 and come down to this place and mark 5 for the armhole. This is how to cut the armhole now. You will take your armhole from where the neck stop. You can see the neck is here. The neck stop here, 8 inches. I'll mark 8 inches here. Then for the armhole, I'll mark 5 inches on this side. 5 inches on this side. Then you join them together. You join them together, then you cut. This is how to cut the armhole, and this is how to cut the neckline. But remember that I told you that I want my neckline to be straight like this. I don't want it to go down. I don't want it to go down. I want it straight. That's why I leave it like this. I want it like this. I don't want to go down, to go deeper, because this is 6 inches already. Okay. Thanks. Okay, guys. When you want to do your off shoulder, you know where you will measure is here. This line. You can see this red line here, the long one. That's where you will get the circumference for your off shoulder stop. This long line. I'll show you something now. When I measure this one on my own, I got 44. My own is 44 from front and back, the circumference, this long line. So I'll show you now my own. My own is 44. Okay. Okay, you remember that my neckline, my neckline is 6 on fold. 6 on fold. You can see now after joining is 6. I'll sew off the allowance. You can see it's 6. This is 6. You see, after joining. Then if it's not on fold, it will be 12. Let me show you. You can see this is where I joined the armhole. This is where I joined the armhole. This is neckline from here to here. You can see that it's 12. It's 12. So now this 12, I'll write 12. 12 for front. The back one here too. Back neck from the where I joined the armhole from here to here is 12 as well. So 12 plus 12 is 24. 24. So let me show you the sleeve. You remember that my sleeve is you remember that I told you that my sleeve is 5 on fold. You remember when we cut the sleeve, you can see now after sewing it will be 5, although I added some allowance that time. You can see it's 5 on fold, but when it's not on fold it's 10. This is where I joined the sleeve. You can see from here to here is 10. So one sleeve is 10, the other one is 10. So 10 plus 10 is 20. 24 plus 20 is 44. So my neckline, if I measure this neckline from here, this is where the zip, let me show you. If I measure this neckline from here all round, it will be 44. It's 44. So, but after sewing it, after making your own, if it's like my own now is not loose for me, it's just my size because I measured it before. It's not just my size. But if you finish your own, if it's not your size, if it's loose, no worry. The only thing you do is just to hold it like this and go in and sew it like this and sew the other side. Sew the four side. If you do like that, I think it will be okay. But if it's not okay, that means that you will lose it and cut a little bit off and join it. Okay guys, thank you. Okay guys, this is the top after the blouse, after sewing it. This is how it look like. This is how it look like after sewing. You can see. So please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.